Okay, so this is our second session, Saxion University and FSPAC faculty, and we are trying to see how we're going to adapt procedures from one place to the other related on how students and community are involved with their surroundings. So just a little introduction. So I don't know if you have starting talking points, if you want to share them, or if you want me to start talking about the last information that I uploaded.
I think you can start with your thing. Yeah.
Well, taking in consideration that we are only three today, I don't know if you can tell me a little bit more about you before we go into the details. And concerning about you and your view about what will be the effect of what we're doing. I would like to just know more or less where are you in this sense.
I think it's a big difference for us because we are kind of already finishing the project. It was really short project for us, but we would like to make points so other students could be able to do it any further. So we are kind of finishing the project now. We will do some suggestions how we could improve the space.
Okay.
Yeah, we are kind of in last phase of the project. So I think it's a big difference between us and you.
Yeah, totally. I acknowledge that difference. I guess since the beginning the approach is different, but I think we can still put things together. So can you explain me a little bit more what phase are you in right now?
Analyzing the results of, for example, the survey. And we have at the moment we have for some people we have a diary for a more detailed analyzing part about how they move through the city and from school to their homes or from homes to their school.
Okay. Yeah, and we also have few ideas on base of the results. How could we improve the place? Some of results, for example, are showing that there is nothing to do for students in the city center. So we would like to put an intervention in the city center to for students to do something like pop-up library or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, we are kind of thinking about solutions for places.
Okay, so you're in that phase of analyzing what you gather. Can you explain a little bit more how much you reach out and how many you got back?
We've got on one of the Dutch surveys, we got 44 results, and from the international only 10. Yeah, that was a bit underwhelming for the international, but from the Dutch responses there were quite a lot, so we had a lot of input there.
So from you can say that at the end you got like 54, 55 more or less.
Yeah.
And how many you were expecting?
I think around well, will be at least a good number will be around 70, 80. And split into 35 for each of them, but
well, you're not that far from what you were expecting, so
yeah, that's definitely.
To how many you reach out? What was the total to reach out of the survey?
I don't know. We don't. The other group member has all the contacts, so I'm not really sure.
Well, I think he had some email group from our school, so we've got in our school mail we can just email one group at the same time, all the persons in that group. So I think he put it that way, that and sent some reminders out to fill in the survey. That's how we did it.
Yeah, but we don't know the exact number.
No.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking that, if we go to some of the questions that I propose for today's meeting, I can open them here in my screen if you want to. Let me see.
We have it. Oh, okay.
Oh, right.
Oh, you have it?
We have it on phone, yeah. So.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna go and see my list over here just to have a guide. The reason I didn't know that you were already applying it. So that's a great notice. Congratulations for this step. So now you're in the analysis.
Yeah.
So I guess that, well, my questions were related to this. What I'm concerned here in Cluj is that maybe the length of the survey, it's considerable, and I don't know if the answers that we're gonna get for this length will be influenced by the people that will be answering for the time it takes them to answer. I don't know if I make myself clear.
Yeah. Well, we.
How do you consider this situation?
Well, indeed, the surveys were quite long, but I think on the level of detail we put in the surveys, like the resources we want to get out of them, I think they are necessary. The length of the survey is necessary to get the right input for the results. Let's put it that way. And you can definitely make more connections between the different kinds of survey questions and see more patterns emerge from them. Like you can get a more well thought out plan for one of the interventions, for example.
Okay. Well, so the size, you don't think it influenced your research? I mean, the answers that you got in your case. That's the feeling you have right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll need to figure that out how we'll run over here. And the other one, well, I don't know, since you already applied, I don't know if you saw people answering the survey while being like an observer.
We weren't watching them.
No.
Okay. You didn't have the opportunity to have an observation with nobody. You just sent it and you got the answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We still could. We still could, when we could watch some of the students fill in the survey, because not all of them did so, but might still be possible.
Well, since you already applied the survey, I guess you have certain points to improve it. I guess so. Because right now, the actual one, I changed some words, like I mentioned here, name of the cities and of the faculty and the university, and it really makes sense, a lot of it. And just this region or space, the Boreal, that we need to find like the related space here in Cluj, to say in some way we want to keep that question.
Yeah.
It's kind of the closest square in the area.
Oh, it's a square, okay.
Yeah, it's like a public place surrounded with
Some
supermarkets and cinema.
Well, I uploaded a map. I don't know if you were able to see it. Maybe you're not seeing it in your phone, or you're able to see it there.
Yeah, you can put it on screen so we can see it.
Ja, dus respect ervoor. Dat was de enige rustige ruimte die we tot nu toe gevonden vinden. Ja, dus in principe hebben we hier les.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, the view is not well. I can show you directly here. Come on. So, I couldn't find that space here in the map.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I didn't look correctly on it.
It's it's in Deventer, not in Enschede.
So I have to. It's wider.
It's the wrong city.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good start. So let's change that.
It's Saxion and then
Deventer, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah. Okay, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, now probably I see the space, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the building Saxion, of course, and you have that water to the left of it, just beneath
Yeah,
it.
it's here, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, that clears out really good. So yeah, maybe I can find like the closest public space, or let's say something related to see this difference. And what was the reason to include this in your research?
Because it's the main one. It's on the main route if you want to walk from Saxion to the inner city, and it's
Okay.
point where most of the students go to get their lunch or whatever because of the supermarkets, which is at the
I see.
parade.
Well, maybe something exactly like that. It will not be possible, but I will think about something to maybe do that relationship to a space. Okay, so that solved as a question. Let me see what else I have here at the base camp. So there's two Saxions University. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There are 3 of them actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have searched that. Sorry.
No
That's
problem.
good. It
No
was
problem.
clear. So yeah. So I don't know if you are able to listen me clear because there's a lot of noise. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Super. So well, I think that's about it. The adaptation that we might need to add is to our survey here in Cluj is that we have like a wider view, let's say in some way. Or right now is the approach of the wider view on how the faculty could really become like the anchor institution of the area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a different approach, let's say in some way from the feeling that I have. Is that right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Because we are focusing only on the students. It's
Yeah,
smaller
yeah,
group.
yeah, totally. So this aspect, I mean, the section that you're considering for us will be really helpful to have this comparison with one city in the other. It helps a lot for better understanding when you compare things. So I will add certain things, and if you can send me the file in Word, because I got it in PDF, and when you PDF to Word, it loses some words, and it will be easier for me to adapt it, let's say in some way.
Yeah, sure. We will manage it.
Yeah.
I guess you did it by SurveyMonkey or something like that, no?
Sorry.
Which tool you use for people to answer?
We used to Google. The Google survey.
Monkey? Ah.
No, the Google survey.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the Google survey. Just if
Yeah,
you.
yeah, you're right. In fact, it's in the bottom, Google Survey. Okay, we'll use the same tool. Maybe if you can copy paste in a Google Survey, and that if I'm able to change in directly on the application, will be better.
Yeah, we'll try to do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that'll be super, because in that way I adapt directly there, and then we just send the mail.
Yeah, it's easier. Yeah.
What else do we have here in the list? Well, I put some recommendations, but I guess right now for you are not necessary. We
Yeah,
already talked about size and all that. And you target only students, so we'll do the comparison only with students to keep it in the same.
Okay, great then.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I don't know if you can share a little bit of your recommendations when you send me the survey, what happened, so we can avoid, I don't know, the learning experience. If you can share a little bit about that, would be great.
Sure. Of course, the first thing we came across was the amount of questions you have to keep in mind. Definitely, that's not too long, and also the range of options you use. Give them just give them some well-detailed options to choose from. So you get one question more results than you would get in more questions.
Yeah, we try to avoid open questions because it took too long for them to answer. So we kind of try to suggest the answers.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there something that you would change to the actual survey to improve the results that you got from students, like to be able to get to 70, for example, to the number that you were expecting?
Well, I think if we had some more time with getting out the survey, then we would have gotten that number. But it's also that we only had 1.5 week now that it's online, so the students could fill it in. And
so having a longer period for answering you think will improve the response?
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Is there anything else that you can share me to improve it? I would like to take in consideration all the...
Perhaps talk to the students personally to fill it in instead of just putting it out in the mail. It's when you students get it in the mailbox, you think, oh, it's just one of those surveys that they just skip.
So you mean like sending a personal message where you are...
Just talk to people personally in the university to just say, hey, we put out a survey, could you please fill it in for us?
Oh, give like a notice, like
yeah, more like a personal notice.
Yeah. Okay. In your case, there was not like a public notice from a director or a professor or a high rank.
No.
Oh, so that got into the email of the students, and by free will they answer it.
Yeah, we sent them one of the two surveys because we had a Dutch one and an English one, and we sent the Dutch survey into our faculty, and that one got the most responses because we are more personal contact with them.
Okay. Well, you know what, data will help me a lot to have like a little bit of the demographics of Saxion, so we can also try to compare the scales. That information from my faculty, we are gathering it right now, in fact, and it will be, I think, important to put them together, you know, like population of the university and the population of FSPAC, so that we can compare, like the sample you did was 54 at the end, and we will need to compare how much we were able to get, you know, this like basic stuff. Mm-hmm. Can you share also that information?
Yeah, we'll find it and...
Okay. It will be a good resource in the near future for sure if we want to do that comparison. So just to keep it in mind.
Sure.
What else do I have to ask you? Well, no, that's it. Now I know from the map, where is it? Well, let me see the map again. I would like to see what you do consider just to get those questions out. I'm going to go ahead and put the screen again.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Please, just to know the scale which you're working with. Is this the map that you would... I mean, you didn't use a map to have this work done, but where is downtown in this? Let me go out.
If you come, you've got the river, and you've seen from the river you see the most brown part. When you get into look into the city, it's like that. That's the most city center, like where the mini orange museum is.
It's
but it says mini orange museum. That's the center.
Yeah, it looks really the downtown. Yeah. So this is the old town, let's say, in some way.
Yeah, we are focusing especially on the square Brink, which is kind of main square in the area.
Yeah.
Okay. So map of the area will be this one that we're seeing right now. Can you consider that like the map of the area?
Oh yeah, sure, or even a closer look.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Okay, okay. So this is like, let's say, the area of influence of whoever belongs to the university in some way or the other, no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just to know the scale. This will be also very helpful to keep more or less the same scale in our map. Obviously, keeping proportions of population and all that. Well, I guess that's from my side. That will be all. I will be very curious of knowing your results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to know what your results and if anything crossed your mind about the experience that you had, that will be helpful for us when we apply it. Will be really nice to have them too.
Yeah, sure, no problem. We get.
So for the other ones that didn't listen to this, were not here present. Maybe when they listen to this, they can add them up in the link where we're gonna post the link. They can add their comments of their experience and things, not to avoid certain mistakes, maybe, and to make a better research over here in Cluj.
Of course, sure.
Is there something you want to ask or something that you would like to add up?
I don't think so.
No, not really. Not something that pops into my mind right away. No.
Okay, so I guess, I don't know if you know, I'm going to meet later on during the day, I think the professor or other of your colleagues, or this meeting completes the whole thing.
Okay.
You tell me if it's necessary to meet them later on during the day.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. We can share the results of the conversation with them, and I think our next conversation will be next Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
When will you have the results of your survey, just to be attentive to it? I guess that will be the next point to get together again.
On Monday we'll get also the results of the diary and the roots of the people, the more detailed ones. So we can meet on Monday again.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be great, because we haven't spoke about the details of the diary, which I don't know what kind of diary they were given. If you can also share a little bit of that, so that we can also replicate that that procedure, would be nice, because the only thing that I've seen is the survey. So if you have another tool or something else, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, we can upload the diary as well on the Basecamp.
Yeah, and also a reflection and then how it went.
All right, so we're on. So if there's nothing from here to Monday, see you until Monday.
Yeah, till
again,
Monday.
At 4 o'clock.
Yes,
4 o'clock your time. Yeah, 5 o'clock our time. Yeah, we're 1 hour away right now.
Yep. Okay, great.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you as well. So see you soon.
No problem.
Ciao, ciao.